Matthew Stewart, The Management Myth, Debunking Modern Business Philosophy. Embark on an insightful journey as we explore the book summary of The Management Myth, Debunking Modern Business Philosophy, authored by Matthew Stewart. This eye-opening read challenges the validity of management theories that have pervaded the business world, uncovering their often dubious origins and debunking their implications on organizational success. From Frederick Winslow Taylor and his management science invention to the impact of management gurus like Mayo and Michael Porter, we unravel how their ideas have been propagated and the potential damage they can do.
Business is not a science. Despite the high number of people earning MBAs each year, those with business degrees tend to perform worse in business than those without. This is due in part to the influx of management consultants, new MBAs who invent theories and practices that are often false. Business is not a science, technology, or profession, but a complex entity with no guaranteed formula for success. False prophets mislead organizations and society by obscuring what truly makes organizations successful. The myth of scientific management. Frederick Winslow Taylor is often credited with inventing management science over a century ago. His ideas, including measuring worker productivity and offering incentives to increase it, became the basis for new MBA programs. However, Taylor's scientific approach was not rooted in hard data and often relied on guesswork. His principles emphasized strict adherence to managers' orders and discouraged worker initiative. Taylor's reputation was largely based on exaggerated anecdotes, and he overlooked the complexity involved in managing people and running successful businesses. His narrow focus on efficiency led to unworkable solutions that no organization has ever implemented. In fact, Bethlehem Steel fired Taylor and shut down all his experiments. The author argues that while the gurus of management may not be good at predicting the future, they excel at reinterpreting the past. The power of Pareto principle. Taylor's pioneering work in management consulting focuses on identifying top drivers for a business to achieve optimal performance. By analyzing data and designing insightful slides with Pareto charts, consultants help clients focus the majority of their efforts on the 20% drivers, accounting for 80% profits. Taylor highlights the importance of employee satisfaction and teamwork in an effective manager's job. Clients often sign long-term contracts for implementing sweeping changes based on the consultant's recommendations, resulting in the transfer of experienced consultants to boost performance. Taylor's work forms the foundation of modern management consulting. Mayo's revolutionary approach. Mayo, an Australian immigrant, rejected Taylor's idea that workers could turn into predictable machines and instead proposed that psychology could improve performance and contentment in companies. Mayo scared industrial leaders by insisting that if they did not adopt industrial psychology, worker revolutions similar to Russia's would spread worldwide. Despite the poor structure ruling out proper interpretation, Mayo implemented a workplace experiment, which he later claimed resulted in astounding productivity gains from psychoanalysis. Even though academics debunked Mayo's findings, his wisdom survives as McGregor's theory why Mayo's arguments continue to be rediscovered by business leaders seeking managerial humanism. The false truth of happy workers. There is a false notion that a happy workforce leads to better results, which certain consultants perpetuate as if it is a newly discovered truth. However, the idea that treating people well leads to reciprocation has been preached in religions and explained by philosophers for centuries. This is philosophy, not science. The author explains that you can't engineer trust in an organization, you must earn it. Removing managers and expecting self-organizing teams to work perfectly is unrealistic. People need referees because conflict will always exist, even in the best conditions. The fallacy of corporate strategy. The term strategy has become a buzzword for consultants and gurus, losing its true meaning. The Boston Consulting Group popularized the concept, creating the four-box matrix. Michael Porter's work at Harvard Business School gave academic credibility to the field. However, This academic approach turned corporations into monopolies, generating bigger profits. Firms tend to make decisions first and then hold strategy sessions to justify them. In truth, there is no evidence that firms that engage in strategic planning outperform those that don't. The obsession with strategy often indicates the decline of a company and its leaders' desperation. Therefore, we must reinstate and redefine what strategy means to prevent its oversimplification. The failure of management gurus. Management gurus often fail to test their theories and frameworks before implementation. This leads to firms following ineffective strategies and consultants becoming cynical. The principles of excellence offered by gurus have no predictability and barely any scientific backing. Successful companies are better off avoiding obvious mistakes and offering worthy products instead of relying on consulting groups. The advice of gurus tends to become obsolete shortly after their publication, and their specific advice is based on outdated contexts and cultures. Thus, future leaders would benefit more from reading histories, philosophical essays, and good novels, than pursuing a business degree. The truth about consultants. Consultants communicate and lend authority to decisions that executives already made. They repeat what their clients already know, but communicate it better. Gurus effectively evangelize that message to workers and the popular media. In The Truth About Consultants, the author highlights the world of strategy consulting and the role it plays in businesses. The book challenges the idea that consultants are hired to learn their rivals' secrets. Instead, they are hired to deliver messages inside their own organizations, many of which are unwelcome. By bringing in outsiders to communicate and lend authority to decisions that executives have already made, consultants help leaders avoid playing the bad guy. The author identifies that some of what consultants sell is useful, but most of their teachings elevate the executive's role to that of a mystical, strategic hero. They are effectively pacifying and indoctrinating middle managers and workers to accept the phony science of management, a new opiate for the masses. In addition, the book explains how gurus repeatedly find ways to create buzz with new strategy fads, allowing consultants to rack up billable hours. Overall, The Truth About Consultants offers an intriguing perspective on the world of consulting and how it works within businesses. The Bankruptcy of Management Philosophy. The philosophy of management as a science capable of solving every problem is a fallacy. It closely resembles a religion, and consulting firms propagate myths by reducing people to charts and graphs. Business gurus often point to the scarier present and future to induce fear, while also siding with oppressed workers as they denounce management hierarchy. In the end, these consultants always offer the promise of a happy ending, empowering audiences to lead from any circumstance. Business schools are partly to blame for creating a culture of narrow careerists who lack broad education and moral thinking. Instead, companies should turn to the humanities, and philosophy, in particular, to create a better future.
In conclusion, the management myth serves as an important reminder that although management theories and gurus often seem appealing and enlightening, many of their premises are built on shaky grounds. From the debunked Hawthorne experiment to the unvalidated frameworks offered by widely known gurus, the book summary emphasizes the importance of treating these ideas with caution. While organizations do need to treat their employees well to inspire better performance, they should be wary of blindly following management fads that offer empty promises. Focusing on the human aspects and trusting sound philosophies rooted in ethics and morality can play a crucial role in creating a successful and thriving organization.